I'm Sharnice Fulgham. I am a special education teacher, and I also have a 12th grade advisory.
Mr. Elliott, 12th grade advisor, 9th grade English teacher.
I am Mrs. Liphart. I teach advisory, computer science and engineering, physics, and calculus.
I'm Mr. Liphart, Algebra 2, Pre-Calculus, and I'm the Director of College Transitions.
I am Mrs. Kinsey, the 11th and 12th grade Assistant Principal. I also teach History 105 and History 106. I am an adjunct professor through IU.
I am Rahul Jody, the high school principal for Indianapolis Lighthouse. I'm very proud of the class of 2016.
Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome families, community partners, distinguished guests, board members, students, past staff, current staff, parents, and all others gathered here to celebrate with our graduating seniors. Most importantly, welcome to the class of 2016. As we begin, I want to remind you of the hard work it took for all of our students to reach this event today. I'd like to ask that as you celebrate their success, you also remember not to overstep or to over-celebrate, as it may take away from the success and hard work of the classmates who are graduating with your child. With that said, please remain standing for our national anthem. Please be seated. Once again, welcome to Indianapolis Lighthouse's 4th annual commencement ceremony. My name is Ryan Gall, and I serve as the Regional Vice President for Lighthouse Academies in Indianapolis. And honestly, I couldn't be happier to be here today. Prior to this role, I was the principal of this high school for 6 years, and I've had the joy of watching our school grow from 50 students in 5 classrooms to now 400 students across 2 floors of our building. Today, we celebrate the largest graduating class in the history of our school, with more students graduating with honors diplomas and honors distinction than we've had in the history of the life of our school. Please give them a hand. I also have the joy of watching several of our students who started with us in 6th grade when I first came to Lighthouse now walk out as 12th grade seniors, accepted to college and on to post-secondary plans. Most importantly, I have the distinction of welcoming our keynote speaker today. Ms. Lenice Harris currently serves as the Chief of Staff for Lighthouse Academies in Tampa, Florida. Lenice is the first member of her family to complete a college degree and has used this accomplishment to spur a career of helping others reach their full potential. She has served in the Peace Corps, is a certified executive coach, has a Bachelor of Arts in Communication from Texas State University, and a Master's of Arts degree in Coaching Psychology from Capella University. She's also worked with colleges and universities in Hawaii, Florida, and Alabama to create better student coaching and support systems at their schools. In her current role with Lighthouse Academies, Lenice supervises the College Transitions program at 4 different Lighthouse campuses, working to ensure that all students have access to attend a college or university and have the appropriate mentoring and support to complete their college journey. Please help me welcome Ms. Lenice Harris to the mic.
Good afternoon. I am truly honored and humbled to speak to you today. Let me first start with a few thank yous. Thank you to the Indianapolis Lighthouse College Prep Academy staff and teachers. It takes a village to prepare a class of students for success, and you've been a very important part of this journey, so congratulations. Thank you, Principal Raul Giotti and Regional Vice President Ryan Gall. Thank you, distinguished board members and members of the community. A very, very special thank you and congratulations to the families of each of our distinguished graduates. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm sure that this is a day that you are very, very proud of. And now, finally and most importantly, to the Indianapolis Lighthouse College Prep Academy class of 2016. Congratulations on a job well done. You're welcome. You've accomplished a very important milestone. Here's just a few of your accomplishments. Over 100% of this graduating class has been accepted to a college or a university. That's amazing. Being accepted to over 500 colleges and universities with this class. That's also an incredible amount of applications that were put in and an incredible amount of, people are shaking their heads, amount of work that has happened. So congratulations on being able to accomplish that. And over 90% of this class is graduating today. That's excellent in Indiana, considering that for every 10 students that enter the 9th grade, only 7 of those students typically graduate. And if you're low income, only 6 students. You guys have already beat the odds. So again, wonderful, wonderful accomplishment. These are excellent accomplishments, but this is just a starting point. Now let me share a few other statistics with you regarding the state of education in Indiana. According to the most recent National Education for Education statistics, in Indiana, of every 10 students who enter high school in the 9th grade, only 5 of them enter college right after high school. If you're low income, that's only 3. Of those same 10, only 3 usually finish a college degree by the time they turn 26 years old. 2 if you're low income. So you're probably wondering, why are you sharing that statistic with us today? This is a day of celebration. The reason why I'm sharing that with you today is because I believe in your success, but I do want you to understand the landscape on which you stand. In order to do so, you need to know the truth about what's happening around you so that you can plan accordingly. What these statistics show me and tell me is that there are barriers that we have to resolve in order for all of you to graduate from college. So you're probably thinking again, why are you bringing up these daunting facts? Why are you bringing this up right now? You're probably thinking, or some of you might be thinking, I'm not planning to drop out of college. I'm going to make it all the way through. Well, to be completely honest with you, I didn't think those statistics had anything to do with me either when I graduated from high school and when I graduated from college. You see, I was the first, as RVP Ryan Gall said, the first in my immediate family to be accepted to and to go to a 4-year college right after high school. Like many of you, I came from a low-income family. My mother was only 18 years old when she gave birth to my older brother and 17 years old when she gave birth to me. Many people who watched us back then thought that we had no chance. Here was this young single mother with these 2 young children. What could they do? But my mother was determined not to see her children end up a sad statistic, as many of you are determined to make sure that your children don't end up a sad statistic. We were poor, but we were resourceful. We scraped together pennies after selling cans for me to participate in after-school events and even to pay for college tours and college registration fees. I'm sure some of you can relate. My mother was determined to make sure that we were a success. She demanded excellence at all times. I applied for and received many scholarships, and I was really determined to make my family proud. So I did graduate from Texas State University with a Bachelor's of Arts degree, majoring in communications with a minor in journalism in 4 years. I owe much of that accomplishment to my mother, who pushed me. In her eyes, it was not acceptable for me to drop out. It was not acceptable for me to be mediocre, even though there were times when I got a D or a C in a class and I thought, I don't know if this is for me, but she would not allow it. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, parents, I want you to understand how important your support is of your children when they leave high school. It's important that they hear from you that this is not the time to give up and not the time to come back home. Your support and encouragement is needed. However, I was confused about what to do when I graduated with that 4-year degree, and I was overwhelmed with the next steps. So a distant cousin I admired who was successful said, well, you should do like I do. You should go ahead and get your master's degree in business and make a lot of money like I do. And I was surprised that that was the advice, but I was confused at the time, so I followed it. And I applied to the University of Texas MBA program and was really surprised that they allowed me to get in. But the truth is, I didn't want to go to MBA school. I knew nothing about things like statistics and accounting, and I was really scared to admit that to anybody. Mostly I was scared to admit that to myself. Nevertheless, I ventured on and began the MBA program, feeling like this was another way to make my family proud of me and be yet the first female to complete an MA degree. But not surprisingly, I failed. I failed horribly. I remember sitting in statistics class wondering, what language are they speaking? I have no idea what this is. I still wonder what planet people who like statistics and finance come from. I don't get it. But I kept on and tried really hard, but still knew in my heart this was not the right program for me. I ended up failing out of MBA school. I ended up my first semester with a 1.3 GPA, and I completely dropped out altogether. What did I learn? I learned that it's important to tell the truth at all times. It's important to tell the truth, not just to other people around you, but to yourself. You see, I knew in my heart that I didn't want to be in that program, but I was too scared to admit that to myself. Now, it would take another 20 years before I had the courage, time, and money to complete a master's degree, and I did complete a program which Ryan told you about 3 years ago, which I'm very proud of. But what I really want to focus on and emphasize with you today is, yes, this is just the beginning of your journey, but tell the truth about where you are in your journey. Be honest with yourself at all times. If you are currently afraid of being one of those students who drop out and being one of those statistics that I mentioned earlier, that's okay, own it. Tell the truth about that. If you're feeling overwhelmed about all that you have to do to get prepared for the next steps of your life, guess what? That's normal. If you're feeling excited, that's normal as well. But if you're feeling all of the above, that's very, very normal for where you are. Once you admit the truth, then you can put a plan together to overcome the barriers that you have to completing what success lies ahead of you. Now, the good news is, which I'm very excited to say to you tonight, we do have for you as being part of the Lighthouse Academy's alumni family, an alumni coach that we hired this year. And many of you met her a few weeks ago when she was here to explain the services to you. And I really wish I had that kind of support when I was in college, but this is why I'm passionate about you having it, because she will help you. She will support you with your next steps. All you have to do is pick up the phone, and I guarantee you it will be a help to you. So tell the truth about what you want in your life. You may have been told, I don't have what it takes because of where I came from. You may have been told silently, you may have received some messages silently from people that you love and admire that you're just not good enough. The late, great Muhammad Ali said in an interview about his many achievements, what keeps me going is goals. Well, my question to you graduates is, what keeps you going? What motivates you? What is the truth about what motivates you? What goals have you set for yourself? For those of you who are going to college, what GPA did you set as a goal for yourself while you're in college? What's the truth about what it will take for you to maintain that GPA? If you decided to enlist in the military or pursue a trade and not go to college, what's the truth about how that decision is going to impact your life, and what do you need to do to be successful? How much money do you need to make over the summer in order to prepare for the next phase of your life? What's the truth about that? And here's a question: what friendships or relationships do you need to say goodbye to or hello to in order for you to get to the next phase of your life? If you don't know the answer to any of these questions, tell the truth about that too, because saying I don't know is the first step to figuring it out. Here's another thing to tell the truth about: your shortcomings. If you're terrible at studying like I was in graduate school, tell the truth to Tiffany and she will help you with that. She has lots of resources for you. If you're not good at following through, own that too. If you're not good at admitting mistakes, please admit that. In addition to telling the truth about what you feel and what you want, your shortcomings and your weaknesses, acknowledge the truth about where you come from, but don't let where you come from define you. During the funeral of the late, great Muhammad Ali, one person who knew him well said, Ali showed people, especially those growing up in poor neighborhoods like Louisville's Parkland area in Kentucky, where Ali's boyhood home remains, that success can be attained no matter where you come from. So my question to you is, what legacy will you leave for your neighborhood, for your community? As you move away, growing into your life years from now, tell the truth about and don't forget about the people who helped you along the way. Don't forget your favorite teachers that you mentioned in the video earlier. Don't forget the principals who pushed you along the way. Don't forget your family and friends or the community who encouraged and supported you. And don't forget those who paved the way for you to be here. Thank them genuinely from your heart. Come back to your communities once you're a success. Speak to graduating seniors. Tell them the truth about your barriers and how you overcame them. You are forever a part of this family, and we want to continue to hear from you. Lastly, and most importantly, tell the truth about your many gifts, talents, strengths, and successes. Utilize those to overcome your barriers. Your first success on your next journey is today. As we said earlier, you beat the odds. You have many, many gifts. If you're a good speaker, own it. If you're smart, own it. If you're resilient, own it. The truth really does set you free. Lastly, tell the truth about who you are. You are amazing. You are bold. And you are capable of doing anything that you put your mind to. You are your mother's and father's greatest asset. You are powerful and you are beautiful. We believe in you. Congratulations. Remember that this is just the beginning of your journey, and tell the truth about it. Onward and upward. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rahul Jody, and I'm the principal here at Indianapolis Lighthouse. I would first like to start out by thanking Lenice Harris, our Managing Director of College Transitions, for her inspiring and encouraging words, and for letting the class of 2016 know to tell the truth. Now it is my distinct honor to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2016. Lighthouse prides itself on being a family, and before I introduce Victoria, I'd like to state that we do have the past three valedictorians from the class of 2013, 14, and 15 here. David Chambers, our first valedictorian, has just finished his third year at Ball State University, majoring in legal studies, and has an internship currently at the Indiana Legal Services. Rayshina Jones, our valedictorian from our class of 2014, has just finished her second year at the University of Indianapolis, majoring in nursing. And Anastasia Shuford, who has just finished her first year at Indiana University, majoring in arts management. Now on to the valedictorian of the class of 2016. As I thought back about how I could introduce Victoria, I was reminded of one of the first times I met her when she was an 8th grade student. She shared her goals with me and stated, "Mr. Jody, I'm going to be valedictorian. I'm going to go to Purdue or the Air Force. I'm going to major in engineering. I'm going to major in science. I'm going to do it all." I smiled, nodded, and thought to myself, whew, that's going to be a long 5 years. As a graduate of Purdue myself, I was excited, but a little nervous about how much work this would take and if she knew that she could accomplish it. I knew that she always could, but from that day on, I've been completely blown away with the incredible sacrifices she has made and her unwavering commitment to these goals. She's been through numerous challenges, she's been through incredible obstacles, and I'm proud to say that she will be going to Purdue University in the fall to major in science with a full ride. With over 50 college credits, over a 4.3 GPA, and becoming the first student from ILCS ever to earn the Indiana Emergency Medical Technician certification, it is my honor to introduce to you the valedictorian of the class of 2016, Victoria Laguerre.
Good afternoon. All right, today has been the day we've all been waiting for. We have sacrificed our weekends, we have sacrificed our sleeping in the morning, and we have sacrificed sleeping at night to be here today. And throughout all this, we have made accomplishments. And as Mr. Jody said, I'm graduating with a 4.3 GPA, over 50 college credits, my Firefighter 1 and Firefighter 2 certification, and my Emergency Medical Technician certification. I hold the highest ACT score in Lighthouse with a 28, and I passed both my AP Environmental Science and AP United States History exams. And I've demonstrated active community membership through participating in charity events and participating in sports and clubs at Lighthouse. And I've captained both the cheerleading team and the volleyball team. Thank you. And doing all that while having jobs during high school is very stressful for me. And the past semester was probably the most stressful I've had. I've been taking an emergency medical technician class at Community Hospital East at night, and then I'd have a job, so I'd go to Lighthouse and either go to class or go to work. And I didn't get those nights where I could go home and eat dinner with my family or watch TV or have time to myself, and those are sacrifices I made. And each and every one of us has made sacrifices to be here today. And I can honestly say I've learned most of what I know by the opportunities that Lighthouse has given me outside of Lighthouse. I've taken courses through IUPUI, and those have taught me self-direction. And my EMT class has taught me how to save lives, and that's something that's so valuable to me. And I've also been able to take my fire science class at Arsenal Tech the past 2 years. And the teachers and the students in that class, we're like a family. And what we say in the class is, once it's over, it's over. And we say that when we're working out, and we want to quit, and we say, once it's over, and we get results, and it's over. We've sacrificed, and we've fought through the pain and the stress, and it's paying off now. I'm not done yet. We are leaving high school with an education, but I know we can honestly say that we will not remember every single formula, function, equation, definition that the teachers have taught us. What we will remember are the experiences and the memories that were made, and the study habits and the self-direction that we taught ourselves. Those are the things that we're going to take from high school. That's right. One of our old principals said, to blossom where you were planted, and I took that to heart, because I know the situations that we're put in, they weren't the best, and I speak for all of us. And what we did, we took the opportunities that were handed to us, and we made the most of it, and we blossomed where we were planted. And now we're wondering what's next. And no matter what happens, what we need to do is blossom where we were planted. So, and if life takes us in a different direction than planned, and we're in a horrible, little mess in life, just blossom where you're planted and make the most of it, because that's the only thing you can do. I want to say thank you for my parents for supporting me. They worked very hard for my family. And thank you. And I want to say thank you to all the teachers that have supported me and stayed with me throughout the past 4 years. And most importantly, I want to thank God for being there for me through everything. Through every stressful situation that I've been in, He's given me faith to keep going, and He didn't let me stop. And in my fire science class, at the beginning, we were told that we're all going to be one big family, because they said that people that go through the obstacles and things together, which will share connections. And even though we may never see each other again, we will all share that connection because we overcame something great. Congratulations to us, the class that overcame, the class of 2016.
Thank you, Victoria, for your kind words. Let's give her one last round of applause. Good afternoon. My name's Michael Liphart, and I am the Director of College Transitions here at Indianapolis Lighthouse College Prep Academy. It has been the honor of my life working, learning, and growing alongside these students in front of me. This class boasts over 500 college acceptances, a 100% college acceptance rate, and hundreds of thousands of dollars in financial aid. In a city that will graduate less than half of its students in 4 years, we at ILCS have the honor of graduating over 95% of this graduating class. If you came to senior signing day a few months ago, I told you that this doesn't just happen. It's the work of every single one of you sitting in the audience and of the teachers and administrators who sit on me with stage, and everyone deserves a round of applause for that. While every single teacher makes a profound impact, there are 3 individuals I want to single out today. Here at Indianapolis Lighthouse College Prep Academy, advisory is a cornerstone of our educational model and an essential element of the student experience. Through advisory, students grow socially, emotionally, and academically by developing the qualities of active community membership, critical thinking, effective communication, and self-direction. In order to honor and celebrate the importance of the advisory program here at ILCS, the advisor of each graduating student will now read his or her name as he or she joins us on stage for her diploma. Please welcome advisors Sarah Liphart, Sharnice Fulgham, and Spencer Elliott. Seniors, at this time, will the first row please stand and proceed to the side of the stage?
Victoria Laguerre.
Brittany Ball. Alex Arnold.
Carl Banks.
Shania Latavia Christiana Barbie Peterson.
Rachel Barker.
Sierra Rose Bates.
Ashley Lynn Beeson.
Diamond Marie Berryhill. Austin Dwayne Blackman.
Quentin T. Bridgman.
Paige Colgrove.
Kanikia Ivanye Coleman.
Carmet Darrell Cox Jr.
Kyrie Crawford.
Jose Damasio.
Mackenzie Marie Davis.
Alejandro Duran. Eduardo Fernandez.
Besabi Flores. Anya Graham Watkins. Jalen Shamar Graves Baker.
Sadia Danae Griffin.
Robert E. Hardin III.
Elizabeth Desiree Hendrickson.
Shakira Janice Lene Johnson.
Justin Joyner.
Shavante Latrice Kingdom.
Elijah Muhammad. Perla Martinez.
Deshaun Keeman McGraw. Will Miller. Bryce Marquise Moffitt.
Othis E. Morrow III. Terrion Norris.
Tawana Latrice Payton. Robert Michael Penrod. Seth Alexander Perry.
Kendra Pierce.
Kwan Marquise Rachel. Amina Rashid.
Minaima Rashid.
Nikki Breeze Roof. Jalen Ross. Michaela Danielle Schaffner. Jamar Lamont Smith Jr.
Markeisha Thomas.
Keshana Monique Tiggs. Trayvonte Terrell Tobin.
Twanye Watkins. Kendall LaTroy Wilson.
Rashawn Wilson.
Good afternoon again. I want to thank all the families and guests and board members and congratulate once again the class of 2016. Every class here at Lighthouse is unique, and this class was no different. In this class, there were many students that transferred over to our building 2 years ago, students in this class that left Lighthouse only to come back, students in this class that did not join our community until just a few months ago, and students in this class that have been at Lighthouse for 4 years. This is a special class for me because there are even students in this class that I taught in 6th grade during my first year at Lighthouse in 2009, and even students that have been at Lighthouse since the school opened in 2005. Through all of the challenges and obstacles they've faced, I'm proud to say that they may have overcome the most obstacles of any class we've ever had at Lighthouse. And I can honestly say that they would not be here if not for their amazing advisors, Mr. Elliott, Ms. Fulgham, and Ms. Liphart. I also want to make sure that I recognize 3 of their past advisors that are also here today, Mrs. Beck, Mr. Hakeem, and Ms. Green Sharp. I've been at Lighthouse for 7 long years, and I've not found another group of advisors that have done more for their students. From picking them up in the morning, checking their grades every single Monday, making sure they have their cap and gown, ironing their cap and gown, giving them their graduation tickets. They have put blood, sweat, and tears into making you the proud class of 2016. Now, one of the many traditions that we have at Lighthouse is for students to write a thank you note to the staff member that impacted them the most. We also have a special surprise for all of the students. Under your seats, if you reach far down, because I tried to hide them, there is a letter with encouraging words, advice, and just general thank yous from that same staff member. The staff here at Lighthouse, the ones sitting behind me on stage, teachers that have been at our school in the past, and teachers that will be at Lighthouse in the future, work incredibly hard to be the support system for these students, and I can honestly say these students would not be sitting here today if not for the staff behind me on the stage. Please give them a hand. Now, I have one last challenge for the class of 2016. They have faced incredible obstacles. Some of the students sitting in front of you still have more obstacles to face in summer school starting on Monday. And some of the students sitting in front of us did not get off to the best start their freshman year. Some didn't get off to the best start their sophomore year, maybe not even their junior year. But you do have a fresh start. A lot of you, the 52 sitting in front of me, are probably thinking, man, I'm really nervous about what's going to happen in the next 3 months, what's going to happen in the next 4 years. I challenge you to take this fresh start as an opportunity, to take this fresh start to be the best version of yourself, to be the version of yourself that all 550 people in this auditorium know that you can be. I challenge you to find people like the staff at Lighthouse, like your families, to support you, push you even when you don't want to hear it, and always be there for you no matter what happens. I challenge you to get off to a better start than you ever even thought possible, and to start that today. Congratulations again, class of 2016. Before we finish, students, I do have one last surprise. As you proceed out, we will also have a gift that's handed to you by our staff. The gift is a blanket and also a magnet. That magnet has the phone number of Mr. Gall, myself, Mr. Liphart, Mrs. Liphart, Mr. Elliott, and Ms. Fulgham, and we expect to hear from you. We expect to hear all the great things that you accomplish over the next 4 years. We expect to hear all the challenges. We expect to hear from you tomorrow at 9 a.m. if you're not even sure what to do next. We expect to hear from you all the time because your work and our work doesn't stop today. It is just the beginning. Congratulations again, class of 2016. So families, as we wind down, I'm going to ask that the staff stand up at this time. I would also ask that the class of 2016 stand up. Class of 2016, please make sure your tassel is on the right. Bow that by the power vested in me by the state of Indiana in front of all the family, friends, staff, and students. Students, please move your tassels from the right to the left. You are now officially high school graduates in the state of Indiana.